I've never heard like a really kind of satisfying answer to the question that I've had and many have had or that I've heard many articulate as to why consciousness descended billions of individualized precipitations of itself to creation to experience itself other than as some kind of test to align or realize themselves as consciousness to then transcend samsara, which that explanation makes some sense to me. But at the same time, it almost seems a bit cruel in a way. I don't, maybe that's just the logic of the ego, I know. And maybe the answer is just that we can't really know. But that explanation is the only one that makes any kind of sense to me. But it seems kind of cruel in a way. But again, it might just be my egoic mind not being able to, or only being able to mechanically process logic and not process logic at the level of consciousness, which is unfathomable. So
the highest answer to this question is see that your question doesn't make sense. Why? Because your question makes an implicit assumption, which is the assumption of duality. The why is asking either what is the cause or what is the purpose.
Yeah.
So, in your case, I think you're asking what's the purpose, right?
Yeah.
And so, you see reality as having a purpose, which is external to it. If we have a purpose, we want to change things, we want to make things different. Right?
It's kind of like...
There is a division between what is and what is going to be once the purpose has been accomplished or met.
So basically, it's just a matter of... I mean, I hear what you're saying. That's very astute answer. I guess to me, in more simple terms, I would just say that it's... we just can't understand.
Yeah, you can say that, but my answer is not complicated. It's simple. My answer to your question is your question doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
How simpler than that? You said I have a more simple answer. No. Okay. My answer was extremely simple.
Your first answer was very simple, but your second one was a bit complicated, a little bit.
Yeah, but it was the explanation of my answer. But what I was pointing at to you is this. What is the meaning of my question? If I go deep, 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 deep inside, you'll see that the meaning, I have this question only because I believe to be separate. I believe that there are separate individuals that go through samsara, that suffer, etc. All of that is based upon the hypothesis of a fragmented reality.
Okay. That makes sense. Thanks.
I know it's hard to swallow.
No, it actually, that does make sense.
But let's go a little further than that. My answer to that is, for instance, we enjoy, if you are in Canada, the beautiful red color of the maple trees in the fall, right? It's so beautiful, and we say, okay, that's God's grace, God's glory. But in fact, what we are seeing are dead leaves or dying leaves, But why don't we experience a that God is making a mistake by killing all these leaves, right? We experience that because we don't identify with the leaves, right? And then we understand that it is a renewal, that there is going to be a spring and new leaves with a very tender green, and etc. Because at the cosmic level, it doesn't matter. And ultimately, the planet Earth will disappear, right? And but all of that doesn't matter. All of that is the expression of this, and the universe itself. Who knows? You know? So, but ultimately it doesn't matter either, you see? But from our human perspective, as we identify with the human bodies, and it matters, then we feel that Hitler is very bad, cancer not so bad. But in fact, they are both bad and not bad. You see what I mean? They are the way the leaves turn red.
It's all the limitless one.
It's very difficult to move from our human scale, from our human perspective, to a more universal cosmic perspective, and understand that birth and death are the way the entire system evolves.
Thank you very much.
Birth and death are the price to pay for change. In other words, for movement, for joy, for whatever. You see? We have to understand that.
Thank you very much.